The media is so predictable. I didn't expect to make a video like this till later because I knew it was gonna happen. I could see it from a mile away. But the media did surprise me in how early they're doing it. They are already making articles on how bad Trevor Lawrence is throwing in OTAs, already tweeting and making full columns on a few 7-on-7 throws, reacting how he's already a bust and Jag fans should be worried. This should be a much quicker video, but I want to cover why I'm worried for Trevor Lawrence, not as much for him, but how is he going to be seen and portrayed by the masses and the media. After Herbert's season last year, the expectations of him coming in, his current situation, I feel like the media is poised to create the worst possible narrative for him. This video has a lot more to do with how disappointing and not understanding the media can be as a whole. Justin Herbert had arguably the best rookie season of any quarterback in NFL history. Who do we think Trevor Lawrence is going to be compared to? Apart from having long hair that they used to have in common, they're both 6'6", tall, built guys with monster arms and mobile leg. The difference? Trevor Lawrence is seen as a generational talent and is supposed to be the best prospect since Andrew Luck and John Elway, while Justin Herbert was seen as a surefire bust and a huge reach for the pick by the Chargers. So right off the bat, Trevor is immediately going to be compared to not only every single quarterback in his draft class, but also Herbert and Joe Burrow, who he played and lost to in the national championship game. Burrow and Herbert having instant success in the NFL is the exception and not the normal. The NFL is an extremely complicated game, and there's no more pressure or responsibility than the quarterback position. One step further than that is coming in and having to be a starter week 1. A step further is being the #1 overall pick, and a step further with the most pressure is being anointed as the savior of a franchise. The kind of pressure is real whether we like to admit it or not. Trevor is the same age as me, we're both human, and he's about to have to grow some really thick skin or else things will only snowball. But being the face of high school and college football, I don't think that's going to be much of a problem. But no matter how talented, he is still a rookie with a first-time NFL coach on a bad team. We've been spoiled with rookies having insane years. We are so quick to write off quarterbacks that don't. Tua had an up and down rookie year coming off an injury. I think he is poised to have a great season this year. Fully healthy, he knows the playbook. In past years, a lot of people would agree with me. But now because of media, people are already wanting the Dolphins to draft another quarterback just a year later. Or another example of someone who didn't have immediate success, Sam Darnold. Just turned 24 a week ago. He is still one of the youngest quarterbacks in the NFL. The one thing we know about the NFL is the team of all team sports. Contending teams have hardly any weaknesses. It takes everyone to do their job. Well, the earliest picks in the draft go to teams with the worst records, and Darnold, more unfortunately, you could get drafted by a team with a bad coach and bad ownership, and things only get worse over time. Do we even know how good or bad Sam actually is? Obviously, he isn't as talented as Josh Allen, but look at their situation. They're night and day different. The media has absolutely ripped Darnold to shreds. And do you think he's going to Carolina with that much confidence? I really don't think so. But back to Trevor, I think this video has a lot less to do with me being worried about Trevor and more how upset I am with the media and certain NFL fans in general. I can already promise you, if there's a game where Trevor is struggling, there's going to be Tebow chance to put him at quarterback. And there's going to be overreactions. Whoever had a better game that week should have been the #1 overall pick. It happens every year. Trey Lance, Justin Fields, and Mac Jones objectively are in much better situations. And this is really just a trend I've been seeing with how we view players, their reputation around the league. It's hard to directly compare guys because we see guys who inherit the world with a good coach, ownership, a ton of talent, like Lamar Jackson and Mahomes. But we have people on the complete opposite side of that, like Deshaun Watson, who has to carry his team and there really isn't anyone else there to help. He had a terrible coach and ownership that made some of the worst trades imaginable. Seeing articles written about Trevor already just a few months off of shoulder surgery, already criticizing and causing a stir is what bothers me so much about this league. Do I expect Trevor to play well? Yes. Do I expect him to live up to expectations? I honestly don't even know if that's possible unless he's historically great. The media builds people up and then tears them down. They call them overrated even though they're the ones that set the precedent. So my goal for you guys is trying to be as objective as you can, especially with rookies. Look for good things that they do. Be cognizant of their situations, but also be aware what they do bad or mistakes that they make that are unacceptable regardless of age or situation. Sam Darnold is the best example for me because he's made some insane plays, but rarely barely gets attention because everyone around him is just so terrible. But I also don't excuse him for throwing interceptions into double coverage when there's a check down wide open. The more objective we can be, the more fun it is to watch teams because you can really appreciate good football no matter who you're watching. Thank you for sticking around if you've made it to this point already. This was not the video I had planned. I was like halfway done scripting another video. I came across this article and my blood just started boiling. Like, how are you taking a guy who's just coming off an injury? He threw a few bad passes on 7-on-7 and you're already making, to a large audience, mind you, that Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars should be worried. People take this as truth if they're not there watching OTAs or they don't know any better. They're spreading this. There's going to be a narrative. I don't think it's going to affect Trevor, but it just drives me nuts that the media does this year in and year out, constantly doesn't account for situations. I really hope the best for Trevor. I really hope he does well. Let me know what you guys think. Does this bother you too? Am I overreacting? I feel like this is kind of like an overreaction. What would it be? Tuesday video now. Yeah, it just drives me nuts. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoy daily sports content. Not the video I had planned today. I got a banger for you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for listening to me rant. I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.